everyone, welcome to another edition of Cory's Rock and Roll Kitchen. I'm your host Cory, and I'm in the state of Goa in India, and we're at the Sahakati spice plantation, and I'm standing in front of a coffee tree. So this is the coffee tree. You can see up there little clumps of coffee beans, and that's where your coffee comes from. And right behind me, I'm standing in front of a cacao tree. And you can see it's kind of not the season. They're very little right now, the pods. But here's an old one from last year, if you can see that. And then here's a new one forming with the flowers around it and lots of ants right there. So that would be full of cacao beans that you would munch up into powder and make cocoa powder. And this huge tree right here is a cashew tree. It's really big, and it's not season for it right now. There's just starting to get some flowers on it. But there's a huge cashew industry around these parts. And not only do they eat the cashews, but they make a liquor out of them called fenny, which is quite terrible. And it's 40% alcohol. And it's quite terrible. Did I say that? It's quite terrible. No, it's not a bell. It's actually soap on a rope. It is, really. But it's a model of the cashew tree, how the cashews will grow. I guess that's some kind of a bell or something. It's not really cashew season, so I can't show you a real one. But that is how the cashew grows underneath. They pick that, process it somewhere, and they also put them into this big tank right here, stomp on them like grapes, I guess, and that starts the fermentation process for the fenny that I told you about earlier. And right now I'm standing in front of a banana tree, so if you ever wondered how bananas grow, it's on a big sort of palm tree. There's a big clump of bananas, and the big fronds, the big leaves, the people in India actually serve meals on them. They serve like thalis and whatnot. Instead of having a plate, they'll actually serve it on the banana leaf. And I guess that means it's very eco-friendly. This is a two spice tree in one, okay? You can see here people have been picking at the bark. That's because this is a cinnamon tree. And if I could pick at it too, my nails aren't strong enough to get that out, but I'll just take a bite. But that definitely smells like cinnamon. But the leaves are, and I didn't know this before, and I'm not sure if this is everywhere in the world, but this is a bay leaf. So a bay leaf comes from a cinnamon tree, is what our guide told us. And that's really cool. Definitely has sort of a cinnamony smell to it. I'm really excited about this next one because I love this stuff, and I've showed you how to open it with a knife not too long ago. This is the vanilla bean vine, and there are no vanilla beans there right now because it's, once again, not the season, but that's where the vanilla comes from. And I happen to have bought, I don't know, 24 of them or something at a fairly decent rate. What is that? Okay, this is really cool. Everybody puts this on their food. They have it on their table, every restaurant. This here is pepper. It's a creeper vine or something, and out of that comes the red, the green, and the black. And if you boil the red beans, peppercorns, you can get white ones. So that's pretty cool, right? Looks like any other ordinary tree. Kind of a palm tree type thing, but if you look straight up, you can see those orange fruits there, nuts or berries or whatever they are. They're called betel. And my assistant Demika has just handed me one off the ground. Thank you, Demika. And this is basically a drug here in India. They put these on the ground and they dry them out in the sun for I don't know how long, a week or something. And they take the nut and process it, and you'll have that after a meal, and you'll chew it up and chew it. It's kind of like chewing tobacco, and it turns your mouth all red, and it's supposed to be good for digestion, but if you take too much of it, it makes you intoxicated. And a lot of people do it here because you see the expectorate all over the ground. So people like their betel here. All right, right here we have something that doesn't look too spectacular, but it is a highly revered spice. And it is one of the reasons that some say that India has the lowest rate of Alzheimer's, and it's because they eat a lot of this, and it's the root that they eat, and it's turmeric. So it's that yellow stuff, and I was trying to find the roots of one that's already pulled up, and I think Demica has a piece. You have that piece of turmeric? And it looks a lot like ginger. Check it out. So this is the root off of these plants, and you can see it's got that yellow tinge to it. That's turmeric. Hey, this is really cool. Who ever thought there's an actual leaf called the curry leaf? That's it right there. It's very small, and it comes from here. That's not this tree right here, or is it?
Yeah,
it's this whole tree.
Yeah.
Okay. And here's a little bit that's grown off here, but when you smell it, it's definitively that curry smell that you might smell in dal or sandbar or something. A lot of South Indian food uses this. Really, really nice.
This is pineapple, and inside 1 year get one, and next year maybe 2.
Well, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So the first year you get 1 pineapple.
And next year
you might get 2 the next year, and then 3 maybe the next year.
Yeah.
So this
all round.
This is a pretty young plant.
Yeah.
It's very young.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you eat this pineapple, you can take this, put on the ground.
Okay, so you can break that off, put it in the ground, and grow a new pineapple plant.
More.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And of course, one of my favorites, if you look up, way up, the big palm tree that's got the coconuts. Those are the young coconuts. There are many there. They say that more people die from coconuts falling on their head than from shark attacks every year. And in my hand I have an old coconut. This one has fallen and probably is not good to eat anymore, but it makes a damn good football. Go deep! Alright, thank you for joining us on this tour. And the only thing left to do is to get our ceremonial water down the back as we leave the spice plantation. I want to thank Jody on camera. There's that thumb. And I want to thank Demica. Demica, that's you. Thank you, Demica. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
We're going to go get our water down the back. No, that's good. Thank you.